if memory serves me right, sometime last year there was this big, should I say, debate or big argument on the internet when Wizkid came out and said rap is dead, to Nigeria, and a lot of Nigerian rappers, even fans and even rap heads, they took it out hard. I'm like, oh, why would he say that? This one, and even me personally, I did an episode on that, who killed rap. You can check out that episode. But that was not even about today's conversation. Today on the Chacha album review series, I'll be talking about a rap project that was dropped by one artist that I consider one of the best artists in Nigeria in the last 5 years. I don't want to stretch it too back, but let me just, to keep it moderate. He's been one of the best rappers so far in the last 5 years. He has dropped incredible projects. I've been a fan of him since day one, talking about when I first heard his first song, Distraction. Yeah, and I'm sorry if my voice sounds a bit distorted. I lost my voice, sometimes during the week, but I had to do this. I just had to do this. So please, Mona no vex, Mona manage my voice. Once again, my name is Hafeestonova, the creator of the Energy Force, also your musical plug. Welcome to the Chacha album review series on your award-winning podcast, Chacha Music Review Podcast. And I'm not going to be doing this alone. I have, my brother from another mother in the compound with me. Let me allow him to introduce himself once again.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Neonate. I'm a music nerd. I listen to music like all around. I'm a sex worker when it comes to music. I'm a rap head. I know a bit about a lot of things.
They say music is life, so I give them the Chacha Music Review Podcast. Turned up the volume, gave them the time of their lives. They said they wanted new artists, I gave them the Chacha Spotlight series. They wanted deep music conversations, I plugged them into the Chacha Let's Talk Music series. They are crazy about the hit makers, so I hit them with the Chacha Hitmakers series. And for the albums I know they shouldn't miss, I blessed them with the Chacha Album Review series. I created the Chacha EP Compilation series, so they will have a taste of the best of EPs. They should tell their friends. You should let your family know. We should let everyone who cares about African music know. Hafeestonova is back in the game, and you can catch me every Saturday amplifying the African sounds by bringing the best of African music to your ears. I am your musical plug, the creator of the Energy Force, and this is the Chacha Music Review Podcast.
Today we'll be talking about AQ's project titled God Engineering 2. The first one dropped some couple of years ago and the second one is here. Before we go into the project, let's talk about what was your expectation when you saw that it was doing, a second part of the God Engineering, and you saw that, okay, AQ is going to put out God Engineering 2. What was your expectation or what was your feeling like knowing this project was coming?
I was just expecting punkers. The first day he posted it, God Engineering 2, I was just like, nah, since this is coming, the Nigerian rappers are collecting this year. Like, I was just like, this guy is coming for the head this again. The lyricist on the roll is coming. He definitely threw jabs at some rappers. All this, like, I was just doing that this guy, AQ, is a problem and he's coming for them. That was my thought when I saw it.
Before we go into what the project had to offer and what the project did not offer, let me just quickly say this for those that are listening. Again, the project is titled God's Engineering 2. The album was dropped on the 5th of May 2023, and it had features from Blaqbonez and Cobhams Asukwo. Those are the only two people that featured, on the album. And the album was produced by X, Desirez, KXVI. You also have Michelin, and you also have Jesse. Those were the people that worked on the album. So now let's talk about what was your first impression listening to the album.
My first impression would be that he outdid God Engineering 1. Immediately I listened, I was like, the expectation about this series album is if you do the first one, the second one has to beat it or meet the quality of the first one. So definitely. At first listening, I think first 3 songs, I was like, what? I caught myself pausing just to catch some double entenders, some hardcore, just lyricism of AQ. I was like, where is this guy coming from again? And due to God Engineering one dropped during COVID, like we were all so gassed about that project because then everybody was just looking for something to lean on due to we staying at home, all this. So as a music head in Nigeria, you have to be gassed about the album. So when it dropped, I was excited as fuck.
For me personally, when I saw that it was going to release God Engineering 2, so what I first did was I had to first of all go and listen to God Engineering 1 and say, okay, fine. Let me put myself, in the space of, let me see what's come, right? Because I might listen to God Engineering 2 and it might sound so hard, maybe I won't understand it, or maybe it might sound so low and I won't understand it. So let me listen to the first project. Let me say, okay, wow, this is what this first project is about. And then let me know what to expect in the second project. And to be honest, the day the second project dropped and I listened to God Engineering 2, I said to myself, I think AQ might just be the best rapper in Nigeria in the moment. Because the album was just so. If there was any album to ever point to and say, okay, rap is alive in Nigeria, then this is an album, you should definitely, point to. On my first listening, I enjoyed it. I'm not even going to lie. I was able to listen from the first track to the last track, and I was beginning to pick out. It was not even about picking out my favorite line picking out my favorite songs from the album. There were some songs where I was already quoting. You know that thing where we do when you hear something from a song and you begin to quote it immediately. There were some lines used in some of the songs that I was quoting it, and I was already writing it down. You might know that, okay, yes, I'll post it on my status, I'll post it on my Twitter and stuff like that. So the album was really, for me, it was really good. It was really impressive. And I have some couple of tracks that I feel like, okay, this track did very, very well. And let me ask you about that. Which of the track would you say was your favorite track? I mean, we already know that Family featuring Blaqbonez was the first track that came out, off the album that was released as a single. So don't let us, don't let us talk about that. Let's talk about, the other tracks. Tell us what track you felt, okay, this one's my top 3, and then this one's maybe my worst 2 or my worst 3, or I didn't really feel it and I didn't connect with it that much.
My top 3 will be What's Happening, because if you're a fan of rap music, if a music hip hop head, you definitely are interested in everything that is going on around the world, because rappers quote a lot, name droppings, this and that. What's Happening has a lot of name dropping and this and that. My second best track will be Mogadishu, because man, it was peaking. And I think my third best track will be Blueprints. Blueprints is one hell of a song. About the songs that I don't really fuck with like that, I think it's only one, and that will be Family. I don't really know what I have with the song, but it was not a good single to me. They dropped it as a promotional song of the album, and I didn't really feel it. I was just like, let the album come, because Nigerian artists are quite bad with that. They will drop the bad song as the single. So I was just like, let the album come, we'll enjoy it.
Like I said, I enjoyed the album, and I could have easily done this episode by myself and just, straight up and just say everything I need to say, about the album. But then again, I felt, let me have a different perspective. I don't want it to be like, oh, because I said I'm a big fan of AQ, I'm being biased and this and that. I'm like, okay, I think I know 1 or 2 people that are very, very good when it comes to rap. Even I can even say these ones, they understand rap more than me. So I started to bring my, my brother on this. And like you rightly mentioned, Blueprints and What's Happening, those were 1-2 songs that I had to, when I was listening to the album for the first time, when Blueprints played, I had to play it again before I moved to What's Happening. What's Happening played again, I had to play it again, like, okay, no. And about what you said about rappers being able to know everything that is happening around the world, and that was what AQ was able to tell us on What's Happening. Another song that I like personally, I like King Solomon. I also like PS2, and then I like Fate and Destiny, the one with Cobhams. I mean, it's been a long time I've seen or I've heard Cobhams do a rap, project with somebody, and saying AQ featuring Cobhams, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be good. And of course, it is Cobhams. Cobhams would definitely, come through, and it definitely, came through on the track. Now, before we wrap all of this up, I just want to ask you one question. What is it about this album that really stood out for you in terms of, what AQ did? Is it the production? Is it the flows? Is it the punchline, the double entendres? What exactly stood out for you on the album?
I would say the first thing is the production. Production-wise, that album is bonkers. Like, shout out to the guy. One of the producers is a known person of me from Zaria, JXSES. Secondly, I'll say AQ's confidence while rapping increased. I don't know if any of you noticed, but the way he was rapping on that album, the breath control was epic. And thirdly, the album length. Like, if you check, the album is a few minutes more than 30 minutes. I think it's 32 minutes or so. So, like, it curated it for listenership. Like, if you listen from head to toe, you want to re-listen. Those are the three best things that stood out for me.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about some of the shots he threw on this album. I mean, I feel it's going to be unfair for us to talk about this album and not talk about some of the shots we threw. I mean, if there's one thing we know AQ is not afraid of taking shots. He's always calling names, It doesn't go. So let's talk about dates. I know for a fact that, okay, I don't want to say I know for a fact because, it wasn't as if maybe he mentioned name directly. But if you listen to the album very well, I could tell that there was a shot at Brymo, there was a shot at MI, and there was even a shot at Nxsty. So, what was it like? What was going through your mind listening to those shots, like AQ train shot at this specified people? What was going through your mind? What was it like for you?
I think I relate more with AQ1 because he has this underdog story. So, like, he always want to point people to their bullshit. You understand me, but is this and he has this troublemaker personality that I really love. The shot at Nxsty was a needed something, because if you watch Nxsty VS Class, all this and that, you know that they don't do rappers good. You have to be like the guy they want. Twitter reactions will make you win, just like the way we saw with the last guy. Barely Any Hook was a very good rapper that we should have seen win. The shot at Brymo was hypocritical to me because, he called on the collaboration. Nothing like management had him collaborating. Also, the shot at MI, AQ is long gone now. You had the whole of Itos. We were just, MI was just catching subliminals. You were just throwing subliminals at MI. So, I'm just happy that he calls shots. Maybe that is his own way of therapy. Some of us, if we get angry, we want to talk to people. Some people want to speak on the mic. Maybe that is his own way of getting it off his chest.
I mean, like you rightly said about, because when I had what seems like a shot to Brymo, and the way he said it, and I told myself so I begin to ask the question, who exactly is the management that had him doing song, with Brymo? Because the way the whole album came out was, he even rightly mentioned in one of the songs, he said he had to call Brymo, so that they could do another M, So at that point, it was like, an enemy of my enemy is my friend. That was what it was at that point when you and Brymo did that project. And now you're now coming out again, to call Brymo out, to call MI out. And don't you feel like this is just, again, like I said, we've known AQ to be this way from the onset. But don't you think this is like the new era or the new school Rugged Man? Remember Rugged Man 2 always coming out at everybody.
Yeah. I get you.
Maybe AQ is now taking over that position.
Rightfully, I'll say so. Yeah, you are very right about that. He's the new Rugged Man. He has it for everybody. He's on everybody's ass.
anybody that step on his toes, you know. But then again, you know, there's a saying that says that if you keep having problems with people, then maybe you are the problem.
Confirm.
So do you think maybe AQ is being too much, or you know?
But I would say he's been himself, because if you listen to AQ honestly, you know that he calls himself out to he calls himself to his bullshit. Like his pride, he talks about his pride a lot. The way he has problem with his siblings due to his own personal issues with life. So like I relate to him a lot, because in as much as he'll call people out, he'll tell you that him personally, he has problems. He has personal problems that are dealing with it. I just think that as a person that should go for therapy, because if you really listen to AQ, you know that he's a person that needs therapy because he has gone through a lot of shit.
Maybe music is his therapy.
Exactly. That's another point of view that I agree with.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, all right. So you mentioned part of the three things that you mentioned that stood out for you, you know, on the album was the production. And let's just talk just a little bit, you know, about the production of the album. Just tell me three songs that you felt had the best production on the album.
Okay, I think number one, it's All Paid For. I think that's the Drew song, but if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Outrospection.
I love that
the last
also.
Song. That was an excellent song. Then I'll say I'm caught in between What's Happening and Blueprints. The production on one.
They both also have a solid production.
They have solid production. Shout out to the producers, because man, when Beat by J died, may so rest in peace, I was like, who will match the chemistry of AQ?
Yeah.
Actually,
and to be honest, when I saw that Ray X was part of the producers, in fact, Ray X was the one that produced track 1, track 2, track 3, track 6, track 8, you know, and track 9. When I saw that Ray X was one of the producers, I was honestly impressed. Like, okay, yeah, Ray X is one of those hip-hop producers that do not really get that much, you know, spotlight, but he knows his onion and he does it, you know, very, very well. All right, so let's try and, you know, wrap up this conversation. Let's talk about what would be your rating in terms of rating this album in general, and also would you say this album already is in a position to collect rap album for the year, or do you feel like maybe someone like a Blaqbonez, I don't know, or maybe someone like an MI, I can't say, or maybe even someone like a Vector can drop an album that might be better or that will contest with this?
Firstly, it's so soon. We can't really say. But if it's in this year in review, I think AQ has it. If it's this year in review, I think AQ have it, because the albums that MI dropped last year, Vector dropped last year, Blaqbonez hasn't dropped yet. I think it has the best rap album this year, because Nigerian rappers haven't turned up like that this year. It has the best rap album this year. And even if the Hafeestonova nominee will be in this year in review, man, damn, it has it. That's a good album. On the rating, if we are rating it on a scale of 10, I'll give it an 8. It's an excellent album.
Okay, if you are rating it over 10, you are going to give it an 8 because it is an excellent album and you feel like he has the shots to win album of the year. All right, I'm not even going to dispute with you when it comes to, you know, for me, it's already one of my best album of the year, and also one of the best rap albums that I've listened to so far, you know, this year. I mean, like I said, it really came through on God's Engineering too. The production was sound, the lyrical content was sound. You know, this is, for me, I say, you know, when you hear rap music at times, most especially real rap, is supposed to make you think and want to learn further than what you know, and that is what AQ does. Exactly. It tells you story that makes you think about life. It tells you story that gives you the reality of what life is all about, and that was what, you know, it did, you know, on this album. And like I said, it is a very good album. If you are a big fan of rap music or you want to enjoy rap music, then this is an album you should definitely pick, and listen to. For me, the rating of the album is also going to be 8, over 10. With that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, members of the Chacha Nation, we have come to the end of another episode of the Chacha Album Review Series on your award-winning podcast, Chacha Music Review Podcast. Till I come your way with another episode, you already know my name will always remain Hafeestonova, your musical plug, creator of the Energy Force. Keep the energy, keep it 100, and keep it positive. Peace out.
One time, 2 time for the Cha-Cha gang. Give me the Cha-Cha gang. Rockin' with the best, the Cha-Cha gang. Give me the Cha-Cha gang. Alaye lawa Cha-Cha gang. Give me the Cha-Cha gang. Wati my bro, the Cha-Cha gang. Give me the Cha-Cha gang. Cha-Cha gang. Wati my bro.